Fallout Season 2 is coming December 17th, and if you're the type to forget what you watched over a year ago and don't have the time to rewatch, or you just want to recap, this is for you. This is my fairy wand pointer, and let's get into it. Episode 1. It's seemingly the 1950s when an actor, Cooper Howard, is performing at a kids' party when nuclear war begins, and he rides off on his horse with his daughter, Janie. 219 years later, in a fallout shelter, Vault 33, our main character, Lucy, submits an application to the council for a marriage partner. She succeeds and she's set up with a man named Monty from Vault 32 next door. Lucy's dad, Hank, tells the people that the radiation levels on the surface are dropping so the next generation may be able to live on the surface, despite them not knowing what's up there. Lucy's brother, Norm, sneaks into Vault 32 while the wedding is going on and finds the people dead. Lucy finds out that Monty's radiation is high and he's a raider from the surface. They fight, he stabs her, and she messes up his face. She finds a massacre back at her wedding. Her pregnant friend Steph's husband Bert is dead. The raider leader, Moldover, takes Hank with them. Elsewhere, we meet Maximus at some military camp, the Brotherhood of Steel, where they will be squires for knights to secure the Wasteland. The knights are these guys in big robot suits. Maximus's friend, Dane, is chosen to be a squire, and he's all jealous. The next morning, Dane is injured by a razor blade in their shoe. Back at Vault 33, they clean up, and Lucy proposes a search party to go to the surface to look for her dad. The council says no, but she gets Norm and her cousin Chet to help her get outside anyways, and she enters the Wasteland. Maximus is interrogated by the Brotherhood because they think he hurt Dane. He shows loyalty, and they make him Dane's replacement as Titus's squire. Their target is Dr. Siggy Wilzig. Our third story is 3 men digging up a ghoul, which is like a conscious zombie. And it's Cooper Howard. The guys want his help with a bounty, the same doctor guy. He kills the 3 guys for the love of the game, I guess. Episode 2. At the Enclave where Wilzig worked, they experiment on puppies, while Wilzig experiments on himself. He hides one puppy, CX404, or just 4, who was scheduled for death for being underweight. They're discovered by a scientist, and the dog kills him, and he runs away with the dog, which is why he's now a bounty. Lucy explores the wasteland and runs into Wilzig and 4, the dog. He warns her to go home, but she's not leaving without her dad, and he leaves her alone. Maximus's knight, Titus, is attacked by a giant bear. Max kills it, but he doesn't give Titus the stim pack to save him because Titus is a jerk and doesn't deserve to be a knight. So Titus dies, and Max takes over as the knight. Lucy arrives at Philly. She learns from this lady, Ma June, that people hate the vaults because it was just a place for rich people to hide while the rest of the world burned. She runs into Wilzig again and meets the Ghoul, who's after the doctor and shoots his leg off. 4 attacks the Ghoul, and he stabs the dog. He's on my bad side now. And Max shows up to save them. And Ma June gives Lucy the location of Moldover so she can bring the doctor to her. The Ghoul also gives 4 a stim pack, so he's back on my good side. In the Wastelands, Wilzig takes a cyanide pill since he isn't going to make it on foot, so he gets Lucy to cut off his head since that's the important part anyways. Episode 3. The Ghoul is on Lucy's track, finding Wilzig's body. He has to take the Ghoul serum to stay quote-unquote alive. Max talks to the Brotherhood, pretending to be Titus, and tells them that his squire died, so they're sending him a replacement. He's also attacked by some bandits and kills them with the suit. He's given Thaddeus as his squire, a guy who used to bully him back at the military camp, and he learns that whoever gets the doctor controls the wasteland, so they have to kill whoever stands in their way. A sea monster called a Gulper attacks Lucy and grabs Wilzig's head, and the Ghoul shows up. Back in the bunker, Norm is in trouble for helping Lucy leave, and he's given a job to feed the raider prisoners. And Max and Thaddeus follow a radiation trail and find Wilzig's body.
That's definitely him.
The Ghoul uses Lucy as bait for the Gulper. I guess it's a giant axolotl with fingers in its mouth. And the council wants to rehabilitate the raiders and integrate them back in the society. Norm thinks that they should just kill them, and Steph agrees with him. They also find out that they only have enough water for 2 more months. And Max and Thaddeus run into the Gulper, and it throws up the head. Episode 4. Lucy and the Ghoul run into Roger, a Ghoul who's run out of serum and is turning feral. The Ghoul kills and eats him for some reason. Lucy tries to run from him and bites his finger off, so he takes her finger in exchange. Back in the vault, Chet and Steph start hooking up, and she goes into labor. Norm investigates Vault 32 since the raiders claim there was something going on there, and Chet and Norm find that the people look like they killed each other in there. The Ghoul then sells Lucy to the Super Duper Mart, and a robot gives her a new finger, but he's also going to harvest her organs. She escapes and threatens the two guys running the place, making them release the ghouls they have in cages, but the feral ones attack, killing the two guys. Chet and Norm also find out that the vault door was opened from the outside using Norm's mom's Pip-Boy, and Lucy gives the ghoul some serum so that he doesn't go feral. With the Mart boys dead, the ghoul now has a bunch of serums and he watches an old movie of his. Episode 5. Max brands Thaddeus and they're bonding, so Max tells him that he's not actually Titus. Thaddeus doesn't react well, so Max breaks his foot, and Thaddeus traps Max in his suit, taking out his fusion core. But Lucy shows up and helps him out of it. She suggests that they travel together since she has a tracker to the head, and she needs help from the Knights to save her dad. Norm does some more investigating and finds out that every past overseer was from Vault 31, including Betty, who just got elected. Steph, who's also from 31, doesn't have much to say about it.
Maybe the mashed potatoes were a little better?
Max and Lucy run into some fiends, aka cannibals, and Max kills them, getting shot in the process. Lucy finds out that 34,000 people lived in this city called Shady Sands after the war, so the reclamation of the surface was pretty much a sham. The city's no more since everyone disagreed on how to save the world, but Max is from there, having survived inside a fridge. Betty announces a resettling campaign for some people to move into Vault 32. The dead bodies are gone and the place is all redone. Norm asks where his mom's Pip-Boy went, and Betty claims that her and Hank buried it with her. Lucy and Max head inside a medical lab and fall into a vault. Episode 6. It starts out with Cooper filming a commercial for the vaults. And today, the ghoul is taken by some guys pretending to be cops working for the government. In Vault 4, Lucy learns that people from the surface were taken into that vault, and Max thinks it's a cult. They meet the overseer, Ben, who only has one eye, and they notice that there's other people with genetic mutations there. In the past, Cooper wants his wife Barb to quit her vault tech job, but she says she needs to stay to guarantee them a place in the good vaults. That means there's bad vaults. In Vault 4, Lucy learns that Ben doesn't actually like people from the surface, but he brings them in anyways because it's a policy from before his time. And Max is shown to a room and he gets to experience comfort for the first time in his life. The ghoul is brought to the president of the government and he sees a wanted poster for Moldova. Turns out he met her back before the war. And Lucy finds out that Vault 4 is a cult that worships Moldova. She investigates and finds some weird science stuff with pregnant women in tubes, and they catch her. Episode 7. The ghoul finds a family whose son works for Moldova and kills both sons and gets the location of Moldova. And in the past, Moldova wants Cooper's help to rebel against Vault Tech and gives him a listening device to spy on his wife. In Vault 4, Ben shows Lucy a tape showing that the Vault used to be governed by scientists who experimented on surface people until they rebelled. And Vault 4 banishes Lucy to the surface. She asks if Max can stay, but he attacks them for thinking they were hurting Lucy. And they're both kicked out. Max admits his real name and story to Lucy, but she still wants him to come home with her. Thaddeus finds a doctor and is given a serum that heals his foot in exchange for the fusion core he took from Max's night suit. Back in Vault 33, the raiders are all poisoned, and the vault assignments are set out for the move to 32. Chet, Steph, and Woody are all sent to 32, and Steph is made the overseer, and she's also from Vault 31. The ghoul reunites with 4, who he calls Dogmeat, and he thinks about his dog Roosevelt from the past. Lucy and Max run into Thaddeus, and they want the head. Thaddeus is hit with an arrow, but because of the serum, he's now a ghoul. He gives them the head and runs for it while the Brotherhood approaches. Max and Lucy kiss, and he tells her to go while he slows down the Brotherhood with a fake head. In Vault 33, Norm sneaks onto the Overseer computer and messages Vault 31, claiming he's Betty and he has to return to 31 because the mission isn't going as planned. He then enters Vault 31. Episode 8. Max delivers the fake head to the cleric, and they find out he's lying. To save Max, Dane admits that they did the injury to themselves. Max offers to lead them to the real head, and the cleric says that they will take power back and make a new brotherhood. In the past, Cooper attaches the listening device to his wife, and current day, Lucy enters Moldolver's camp and finds her dad in a cage. She hands over the head, and Moldolver offers to tell Lucy who her father really is. In Vault 31, Norm meets a robot with a brain in it. Norm finds out the people in Vault 31 are in pods, and 32 and 33 are their offspring that will inherit the Earth after they wipe the surface clean. In the past, Cooper listens in on the Vault Tech meeting where they talk about how they will outlive the surface people in the vaults. His wife, Barb, proposes that each person at the meeting get a few vaults to play out experiments. However, they don't know there's going to be a bomb, so Barb suggests they drop it themselves. Cooper hears this and also meets a young Hank who works at Vault Tech. Simultaneously, Moldover is telling Lucy this story. Lucy's mom found out something was wrong and tried to run away with her children, but Hank came after them, took the kids, and burned the city to the ground. Moldover's city, Shady Sands. She tells Lucy that the doctor made cold fusion, limitless energy to rebuild the world, and Lucy finds out that her mom is the feral ghoul sitting at the table. She gets her dad to give Moldover the code to the computer to make the cold fusion. Back in the vaults, the brain robot won't let Norm leave and suggests he waits out in Hank's pod until they go to the surface. Meanwhile, the Brotherhood arrives at Moldover's camp, and so does the Ghoul. Max finds Lucy and frees Hank, but she tells him that it was Hank that destroyed his city. Hank puts on the night suit and knocks Max out. Then the Ghoul shows up and asks Hank where his family is, but Hank flies off in the suit. The Ghoul invites Lucy to come with him to track down Hank. She shoots her Ghoul mother and goes with him. Moldover finishes the cold fusion and the city lights up, but she bleeds to death and Max is celebrated as a knight. And that's the end of season 1. This world is so interesting and I'm super excited to watch it grow more in season 2. There's so many more vaults that would be fun to find out what happened. Like and subscribe, comment your opinions and your theories for season 2. Not sure if I'll do a recap or a reaction for season 2, but subscribe to see. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.